As we age, our hair doesn't just go gray, it begins to tell stories. But sometimes, those stories shout louder than we'd like. A washed out tone, brassy highlights, or a shade that once flattered now emphasizes lines and dulls our skin. You don't need a drastic change to look refreshed. What you need is the right tone, one that softens, brightens, and flatters your natural complexion. In this video, we'll explore 4 timeless hair color tones that don't scream, trying to look young. They simply whisper elegance. These shades work with your skin, not against it, and help draw attention back to your eyes, your smile, your confidence. Whether you're covering grays or embracing them, these tones offer something far better than hiding age. They highlight your radiance. Tone color 1. Warm honey brown, the glow softening secret. There's something magical about honey. It's soft, it's rich, it's golden without being brassy. And when that same golden warmth is translated into a hair color, it does something truly transformative, especially for women over 50. Enter warm honey brown, a shade that whispers youth without trying to shout it. So why is warm honey brown such a powerful choice? First, it's all about balance. As we age, our skin often loses its natural glow. Undertones can turn sallow, or red areas become more prominent. A color that's too dark can cast harsh shadows over our features, while a tone that's too cool can make the skin look washed out. Warm honey brown steps in like a soft filter. It gently lifts the complexion, brings a subtle warmth back into the face, and reflects light in a way that feels effortless. This color isn't loud or showy. It's natural, but elevated. Think of it as your real hair color, if it spent the weekend relaxing in a sunlit Tuscan garden. It has hints of caramel, cinnamon, maybe even a touch of amber in the light. These nuances create dimension, so even if your hair is thinning, as it often does with age, warm honey brown gives it depth and movement. It catches light and casts shadows in all the right places, making hair look fuller and healthier. Another benefit, it blends beautifully with grays. You don't need to commit to covering every single silver strand. In fact, warm honey brown pairs beautifully with natural gray highlights, giving a soft, lived-in look that feels authentic and low maintenance. The contrast between the warmth of the brown and the coolness of the silver creates a graceful harmony, something that feels intentional rather than like you're hiding. Let's not forget about the psychological shift. Many women in their 50s and beyond say that coloring their hair in warm tones like honey brown made them feel alive again. It's not just about looking younger. It's about reconnecting with warmth, with vibrancy, with softness. When your reflection feels gentler, your expression often does too. You might smile more. You might carry yourself differently. That's the power of the right tone. Warm honey brown also works across a range of hair lengths and styles. Whether you wear your hair in a shoulder-length cut, soft layers, or even a short textured bob, this tone adapts. It plays well with both straight and wavy textures. And in terms of maintenance, it's incredibly forgiving. As it fades, it softens, rather than turning brassy or dull, especially if treated with a color-safe shampoo and occasional glossing treatment. When selecting this tone, ask your stylist to avoid flat, one-dimensional color. The key is soft layering of warm hues, a mix of light and medium golden browns with subtle lowlights. This multi-tone approach mimics the way youthful hair reflects natural sunlight. It's not about perfection, it's about radiance. So if you've been staring at your reflection, wondering why your hair suddenly feels like it doesn't match your energy, try warm honey brown. It doesn't scream makeover. It doesn't try too hard. It simply warms you up, gently, elegantly, and completely. Tone color 2. Soft ash brown, cool elegance, without the harshness. When we think of aging gracefully, we often imagine softness, not in the sense of fading, but in the sense of refinement. Not loud, not florid, not desperate, just beautifully quiet. That's exactly what soft ash brown delivers. A subtle, cool-toned hue that gracefully calms down the contrast in your features, evens out your complexion, and adds modern elegance to your look without shouting for attention. So, what exactly is soft ash brown? It's a muted, slightly grayish-brown shade with cool undertones, neither too dark nor too light, and most importantly, without the golden or reddish tones that can clash with mature skin. Many women over 50 find that overly warm hair colors, like red mahogany, brassy blondes, or golden browns, tend to emphasize redness in their cheeks, broken capillaries, or discoloration. Soft ash brown, in contrast, balances. It neutralizes. It tones things down. It takes the edge off. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like your hair color was too intense or made your features look harsher than they used to, this tone is for you. Ash tones absorb light differently than warm ones. Instead of reflecting gold and bronze, they diffuse the light, which can help minimize shadows around the eyes, soften forehead lines, and reduce the starkness of deep laugh lines. It's not magic, but it's pretty close. Another reason soft ash brown works so well is because it creates a clean canvas. It doesn't fight for attention. Instead, it lets your eyes, your skin, and your presence take center stage. This makes it ideal for women who wear minimal makeup or who want to simplify their daily routine without compromising on style. With the right ash brown tone, you can walk out the door with just a swipe of lip balm and still look put together. It also pairs beautifully with silver strands. Unlike warmer browns that clash with gray roots or make regrowth obvious, soft ash brown blends seamlessly. As your hair grows, the coolness of both the brown and the gray creates a kind of natural ombre effect. It looks intentional, not neglected. Stylish, not stressed. That's part of what makes this tone so empowering. It doesn't pretend. It doesn't try to erase age. It works with it, enhances it, celebrates the natural shifts that come with time, and adds a polished softness that says, "I know who I am." For best results, talk to your stylist about keeping the tone dimensional. Pure ash can sometimes look flat if done in a single shade, but when paired with subtle lowlights, like soft smoky beige or steel brown, it gains depth. This is especially helpful for women with thinning hair, as it creates the illusion of volume without adding weight. Maintenance is also easier than you might think. Ash brown tones tend to fade less brassy over time, especially when supported with a purple or blue toning shampoo. If your hair tends to pull orange or red, your stylist can adjust the formula with violet or green correctors to keep the shade calm and controlled. In short, soft ash brown is the color for the woman who wants to look modern, elegant, and quietly radiant. Not flashy, not overly processed, just effortlessly polished, in that she looks amazing, but I can't tell exactly why kind of way. And isn't that the best kind of compliment? Tone color 3. Champagne beige. Light, luminous, and age-diffusing. There's a quiet glow that some women carry, an inner light that radiates warmth, wisdom, and quiet confidence. Champagne beige is a hair color that mirrors that exact quality. Soft, luminous, and delightfully understated, this tone offers a way to brighten the face and diffuse signs of aging without looking artificial or overly processed. Champagne beige is not your average blonde. It sits somewhere between a cool platinum and a warm honey, balancing soft golden undertones with a creamy beige finish. This subtle blend gives it a unique advantage. It adds light without heaviness, warmth without brassiness, and elegance without drama. For women over 50, it's the secret to looking illuminated rather than dyed. Why does this color work so beautifully for mature women? Because it addresses one of the biggest visual challenges of aging, loss of brightness. As we grow older, skin tends to lose its natural radiance. Undertones may shift toward gray, olive, or redness, making it harder to find a hair color that flatters without emphasizing lines or discoloration. Champagne beige counters that by reflecting light upward, much like a highlighter for your face. It creates a soft halo effect around your features, especially when styled in layers or soft waves, casting a gentle glow that lifts the overall complexion. It makes the whites of your eyes look clearer, your smile brighter, your presence lighter. This tone is also incredibly forgiving on textured or dry hair, which is common after menopause. Instead of emphasizing every frizz or split end like cooler blondes or darker shades, champagne beige has a blurring effect. It softens, it smooths, it makes hair appear healthier, even when it's not at its prime. Even more impressively, champagne beige blends beautifully with grays and silvers. Because it isn't too warm or too cool, it acts as a bridge, merging natural silver with delicate beige gold highlights. This is perfect for women who are transitioning from dyed hair to natural gray, or for those embracing gray blending without making a dramatic change. Styling-wise, champagne beige pairs best with soft, dimensional coloring. Ask your stylist for root shadowing or low-contrast balayage, so the roots remain natural-looking while the mid-lengths and ends shine. This not only adds depth and movement, but reduces the maintenance required to keep the color looking fresh. Another benefit, it works well with most skin tones. Whether you're fair-skinned with rosy undertones or have a richer, deeper complexion with golden hues, champagne beige finds a way to adapt. It doesn't clash, it harmonizes. And in a world where so many beauty trends push women to go bolder, brighter, more dramatic, champagne beige whispers a different story. One of grace, one of ease, one that says, I don't need to prove anything. I'm already glowing. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wished for a little softness, a little light, a little lift, champagne beige might just be your perfect tone. Not because it hides your age, but because it lets you shine through it. Tone color 4, Rose Brown, the soft blush that revives everything. Some hair colors don't just change how you look, they change how you feel. Rose brown is one of those magical tones. With its soft flush of pink-violet warmth, layered over deep brown, it doesn't scream for attention. Instead, it breathes life back into tired skin tones, dull eyes, and sagging confidence. For women over 50, it's the perfect blend of subtle color and modern radiance. At first glance, rose brown might sound daring, but it's not bright pink, and it's not red. The rose in rose brown is a whisper, not a shout. It's the kind of tone that makes people say, "You look refreshed," or "Did you just come back from a spa weekend?" without knowing why. That's the beauty of this color. It adds warmth to your face without overwhelming it. The soft blush undertones help counteract sallowness or yellow-gray hues that often appear as we age. It enhances skin that has lost its natural flush. On fair complexions, rose brown adds gentle warmth. On deeper skin, it creates dimension and light. It gives the illusion of better skin tone without makeup. Another reason it's beloved by mature women. It pairs stunningly with silver or white strands. The cool, blushy warmth of rose brown doesn't clash with grays. It complements them. In fact, it can make gray highlights look intentional, artistic even. The contrast between deep brown and rosy undertones creates soft shadows that reduce the appearance of forehead lines and hollowing near the temples. It gives the face a softness that's more romantic than youthful, and far more graceful. Rose brown works beautifully on layered haircuts, waves, or even textured bobs. When paired with soft curls or relaxed waves, the warm undertones shimmer just slightly, especially in sunlight or warm indoor light. It's not metallic, not shiny, just lively. Maintenance is easier than it sounds. Since rose brown isn't a platinum or high-lift blonde, it doesn't require heavy bleaching. Instead, it can be built over a rich brown base with a rose or mahogany gloss, which fades gracefully over time. Even as the color softens, it leaves behind a warm brown that still flatters. And here's the emotional magic of rose brown. It feels like blushing. Not in a shy way, but in that way your skin used to glow after a morning walk, or a quiet compliment, or a fresh laugh. It doesn't try to make you look 20 again. It reminds the world, and you, of the beauty that's still very much alive in your expression. Ask your stylist to create rose brown with dimensional blending, not a flat all-over color. A few hand-painted strands, soft balayage, or low lights will keep it looking natural and full of movement. This allows light to catch in different areas of the hair, enhancing the facial structure and giving a youthful contour effect without contouring at all. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wished your reflection felt a bit softer, more inviting, or simply more like you, rose brown might be the gentle nudge your hair's been waiting for, because sometimes the most powerful change isn't drastic. It's the quiet shift that makes everything feel more alive. You don't need to chase youth to look radiant. Sometimes, all it takes is the right shade, a color that works with your skin, not against it. Whether it's the quiet coolness of ash brown, the soft glow of champagne beige, or the romantic blush of rose brown, the right tone doesn't hide your age. It highlights your beauty. Hair color at this stage of life is not about covering up. It's about enhancing who you are. Every line on your face tells a story, and the right tone simply frames it in the most flattering light. So if you've been thinking about refreshing your look, don't ask, "What color will make me look younger?" Ask instead, "What color makes me feel more like myself?" Because that's the real beauty. And it never fades.